Might be a glitch. Now I'm on. Now I'm live. What do you know? What do you know? I didn't do anything. I just restarted it 3 times and it finally went live. Okay. Top chat. Live chat. There we go. I'll give it the first thumbs up. Okay. First month. And the first month of carnivore. I feel okay. I feel okay. I've I'm easy. It's easier for me to stand up. My skin's clearing up. I did have some like a rash or something here. That's all gone. It's been there for several years, so my skin's clearing up. Discoloration and stuff like that. I excuse me. The problem with my experience with the carnivore this past month, today is the end of the month for me. Tomorrow starts a new month. So this is the end of month 1, is that I've been sick for a month. Sick. So that's a stress on my system that messed with the carnivore reset. I was doing keto and it's I just wasn't feeling that well, not like I should. And some of it was keto bread. I got rid of the keto bread because it's just, really in the long run, it's just bread that they put fiber in to offset the carbs. And it's still bread. So you're still eating wheat. You're eating toxic wheat. So anyway, I got off. I like carnivore I kind of wanted to do it because it clears out the system from all the riffraff. Like if I'm allergic to lettuce or allergic to tomatoes or whatever I was eating, once I go through the carnivore stuff, I can try something new and see how my body reacts. And so I'm doing it for 3 months, starting out. I might do it longer term. I didn't expect to when I first started. I thought I'll do 3 months. It's not that long in the grand scheme of things. I'm sorry for clearing my throat constantly, but it's part of that stupid sickness. My sinuses are messed up. And anyway, but I'm doing this so I have a video diary of what I look like the first month, second month. It'd be week by week actually. But I had done an 8-minute video before this, but it put it up on the wrong YouTube account, so I had to redo it. So what I'm doing Kelly Hogan's reverse dieting, which is you find out. Let me share here. See if I can find there it is. I used MyFitnessPal. Is that the right one? Yes, that's the right one. I used MyFitnessPal to determine how many calories and how much I was eating in a day. I haven't done anything yet today. I'll show you how to use this thing. I tried using the carb counter and it wouldn't work. I could not get it to fully load up. I used 2 different computers and I don't know what it is about that thing, but it refused to work on my computers. So I'm not doing it. I'm using MyFitnessPal. They're both free, but I wanted to see because I was afraid I was eating too much. It turned out I was eating way like a third of what I should have been eating. I was eating 500 to 700 calories a day, and I had been doing that for a long time, years. I just didn't eat that much. Excuse me. If I went out to a restaurant or something, yeah, because restaurants I don't go to very often. Meeting streaming live. That was Heidi. That was I accidentally went to and I took it down. I accidentally went to the Bible study YouTube channel. And I was on there for 8 minutes and I went in and I took the video down. We'll see. YouTube is really slow. It does weird things and it may still be streaming there, but it's supposed to be streaming to my, I should check and make sure where it's streaming. Just to make sure. I don't know if it'll tell me. Oh, it's not telling me. That's all right. That's all right. I'll just see if it goes back to that one. I'll just copy it and put it up in my. So I'm going to be having a new channel for carnivore, so it doesn't slob up my regular channel, and it won't be going to my. It's called Chris's Carnivore Cafe. Had to do it because somebody else had Chris's Carnivore, so not surprising. But anyway, And you don't have to lose weight on carnivore. You can gain weight if you need to. You can maintain weight, but it does clear out all the toxins in your, and that's, I mean, you think about it, toxins are everywhere in our food. And to prove that, I was doing keto. I wasn't eating sugar. I haven't eaten sugar forever. Every once in a while I'd have a binge, like I'd go eat a donut or a couple donuts or something, but I was still doing keto. I just would like go to town and it's like, oh, that was good. I'm going to eat one. Oh, I'll eat two. So I would do that. But the next day I was right back on keto and I kept doing that. But about once a month, probably every 2 months, I'd eat something I shouldn't. The last 4 months, I didn't. I didn't eat anything I shouldn't eat. So I didn't have sugar in my system and I didn't have any grain. Got rid of all the keto bread that I'd bought, which is really expensive. But anyway, I got rid of that stuff and have been sticking to the keto pretty well. So when I went on carnivore, well, I noticed that I had skin problems that weren't going away. And I thought, well, why do I have skin problems? They should be gone. And it was being triggered by the vegetables I was eating. I wasn't eating fruit. I haven't eaten fruit for a long time. But it was triggered by something on the vegetables because normally vegetables I didn't think bothered me, but yeah, they put things on them and in them, so can't trust them anymore. Anyway, this is my Fitness Pal. I'll get back to that in a minute. My Fitness Pal, if you're going to do this, even if you're not, it's an interesting way to track how many calories you have. And when you sign in, it asks you what your weight, your height, and activity levels are. And it designs a calorie, like down here, 1610 was mine, daily goal. And then down here, it'll tell you, I don't worry about the sodium. I don't eat sugar, but some things do have sugar in them. Very minute amounts, so that might pop up there. But for carnivore, generally, you're not going to have any sugar. But like this thing will show, I've got 2 carbs from eating heavy cream, which, I don't know, maybe, but anyway, I don't see it as really mattering because it's not. I don't believe it's got the carbs in it, but some does. They add milk to it to thin it down and make more money. So you gotta be careful. I always get the stuff at Costco. But anyway, you can go in here. It goes by date. This is yesterday what I ate. Butter, 2 teaspoons, heavy cream, 4 tablespoons, 2 eggs. I always scramble them. And 2 cups of black coffee. That's where I put 2 of the cream. I put 2 of the tablespoons of this in my coffee, and 2 tablespoons went into the scrambled eggs. That was 417 calories. So that's close to what I used to eat in a whole day. The hardest part of this for me was eating and eating. And it seems like I'm always eating and it drives me crazy. Ugh. And then I'm just discovering more calorie dense food so I don't have to eat so often or so much. So here I had chopped clams. I found out this morning that chopped clams don't agree with me anymore. So Shelly has some chopped clams coming to her and some clam chowder, carnivore clam chowder. She can add potatoes and celery to it if she wants, but it turned out really good. It was super good, but it caused me some gut pain. Oof. So I can't eat clams right now. That's fine. I won't do it. So I had butter. That's what I had for lunch was butter, cream, and it was in its own juice. I didn't add any water or anything. And then for dinner, I had 2 beef patties. They were frozen ones from Costco. They're sirloin. And I put two very thin slices. It barely covered the top of the hamburger. It was probably a eighth of an inch thick, very thin. They bumped up because you kind of have a set calorie amount. And then I put bacon on top of it and a little bit of mustard. It was so good. Just so that was there. And then for snacks, I had some whipped cream, 2 tablespoons of whipped cream, because I wanted to make sure my fat. And that down here, when you're doing carnivore, for women especially, you have to keep your fat high. You want between 70 and 80% fat. I got it 78% yesterday, so that was good. It'll show you the carbs. It claims I had how many carbs? Well, it says 0 here. I don't know. I don't know why it's saying 186 carbs. That can't be right. Carb 0. Oh, it says I have remaining this many. So here, it says I had 4% carbs. I don't know where they came from. Let me see. Carbs. Oh, cream and the egg. Eggs don't have carbs, sorry. Yeah, it came from supposedly from the cream and then the cheese. So I'll have to check my cheese package to make sure it doesn't have, because sometimes it'll add up carbs and it won't really be there. Anyway, so that's that. Then I had 12 cups of water via herbal tea, and some water in the morning, water with lemon juice. Oh, I forgot to put the lemon juice on there. Oh well. Oh well. Anyway, so today I had, as you type in an item here, it'll pop up options, and then once you choose them, it will add them under the breakfast or under the lunch, whatever. So I had bacon. I had 1.5 slices. Wait, one, two. No, I had 2.5 slices this morning. Very thin. And I had butter. I had 1 teaspoon. Whoops. And eggs. I had 2 eggs. I had 2 cups of coffee. And cream. I had 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I had 6 actually. 6. So that should boost up my calories for the day. Good deal. And you just hit add, check. Yeah, 461. That's close to what I had yesterday. I had 417. I guess it wasn't that close. I had 461 calories for breakfast. And it keeps me full for a long, long time. A very long time. Okay, and that's my Fitness Pal. I don't know why the other one wouldn't work for me, but it didn't. So that's how you use that. It's really easy. Oh, I guess I should show you too what it. If you want to switch something, I say, oh, I only had 1.5 slices. You can tap on that. It'll let you adjust it. And if you want to remove it, if you put the wrong thing in that column, just hit that and it'll remove it. So anyway, yeah, Jill sent me an email or a text this morning while we were doing Bible study, and she's in Seattle at a carnivore conference, and she's yeah, that's weird, Heidi. I don't know why it's doing that. She sent me a video of her with Kelly Hogan. So awesome. Chris Cooking Carnivore wants to do a collab with you. He gave me his card. He's a big shot. He's in a collaboration with Dr. What's his name? Dr. Barry. Check this out. I'll turn it up.
Chris, it's Kelly Hogan here. I hear that you're a new carnivore, that you're doing well, and look who I'm with.
Oh, you can't fool.
I love you too. Bye, Chris.
That was so funny. Yeah, Chris Cooking Nashville is he's kind of a big shot. He gave me his card. Awesome. Oh, gave me goosebumps. I'm just starting to wonder now because I'm really, that's why I want to do this, because you can see all the fat, and I put on these big cheeks when I get fat too. They're already big. The bones there are really big, but when I do this, when I get fat, my dad and I both, the big cheeks and the jowls and all that. When I did keto, when I finally lost weight on keto, that all went away. It cleared up, my skin got good and everything. But then the third time, that wasn't the second time because I did the second time. Keto just started, I think because I was eating that keto bread, I just started gaining weight and feeling like crap. And I wasn't getting sick. I didn't get sick. And it's odd that I got sick. Like, I think I actually picked the bug up the day before I got started carnivore. Because I got Tuesday was when it really hit me. I was just really tired and wiped out. And I'm still in the afternoons now, I'm not as tired as I was. Finally, a month later, I've never been sick for a month before in my whole life. And I was taking large doses of vitamin D3. So I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, I can't wait to get back a hold of Jill. That'll be fun. I don't know what a collab is, but I'll do it. I think it's collaborating, like getting together, maybe because Bill, my ex, wants to do a cookbook, a carnivore cookbook. He's been doing carnivore since January 20th, so it's his fourth month. And he told me the other day he'd lost a lot of weight, 35, 40 pounds, and he said that he kind of stalled out and he started eating butter with everything, and all of a sudden the weight started coming off again. But he said, I'm not losing pounds, but he said his shape is changing, which that will happen. You start put, and I know I'm putting on muscle. I can feel the muscle, so I am growing muscle, which might be part of why I'm not losing weight because I'm judging my weight loss by how my clothes fit. I don't use a scale. I think they're very evil. They give you wrong ideas about what your weight is because muscle weighs, I think, two times more than fat. So you could put muscle on and stay the same weight and look like a bodybuilder with thinking, at the same weight you were when you were fat. So I'd be careful. What do I want to talk about? Anything else? Might be a short one. But I am noticing overall I feel better. I sleep really good. A couple of times I didn't sleep. One of them, what was the deal? Oh, I watched a video that really disturbed me. Made me think about a lot of things, and it was just kind of a weird thing. Yeah, made me think. And as you're in bed, you shouldn't be thinking, you should be sleeping. But I was thinking, so it kept me awake. Um, and then sometimes if I go to bed too late, it's hard for me to fall asleep. I started putting red lights and everything. So I've got a red light in my lamp on my nightstand. I've got one in the bathroom. So a night light. So when I get up, it's not like glaring bright. So the red light should help keep my eyes from getting all goofy. Um, yeah, my motivation's still pretty low right now though. I went out and planted some fruit trees, and when I came in, that was about 4 days ago. I was like, ugh, two fruit trees wiped me out. I could do that in 5 minutes before. It's like, yeah, so I might still have a little bit of rundown from the yeah, sickness that I had. It was a weird one. I still have random bouts of stomach issues from that. It killed my stomach bugs after I'd been trying so hard to rebuild them. So I got to kind of do that over again. But eating the yogurt, quarter cup a day, and that's something you don't eat every single day. I know I sent you some, Heidi. Yeah, you don't eat it. You can eat it daily for like a week, a quarter cup a day, and then just have once a week, and then you don't have to have it all the time. And then you can. Have you tried using that yet, Heidi? I'm wondering how it's because I haven't tried to reconstitute it. I've done other yogurts before, but with that, I think you need to put it in water because it's going to float. Because when you it's freeze dried. I freeze dried some yogurt, so it's L Reuteri yogurt, and it'll float until it starts absorbing the moisture, and then yeah, see, I'm burping. I shouldn't be doing that. That's all stuff from probably eating those clams. Uh, but it'll float. Put it in the fridge and let it sit overnight, and it should absorb overnight, and then mix it up really good, and it should reconstitute really well with that. I think you could use an egg beater on low to mix it, but I wouldn't use a hand blender or a blender to do that because they are saying they don't know for sure, but they think it might break the strands of the gut bugs, so it kills them, and they don't do any good in your system that way. So, but I've been the last batches of the L Reuteri I made turned out really good. The first ones I made were with whole milk, which you can do, but they were always set the whey. There was a lot of whey with them, and it was never good and thick. It was very runny. So I started putting it in a strainer. I put it in a metal strainer and strain it, and half the volume was gone. So when I started using the half and half, it was a lot better. I even added cream to the milk, and it still was runny. I couldn't. So the half and half for some reason. I do all of pasteurize. I do ultra pasteurize the milk because I can't find it. But it still was not making a good thick yogurt. But even so, I still drain it in a colander to get the moisture out, especially if I'm going to freeze dry it, because freeze drying takes the moisture out. So, but it's nice to eat too. It's nice, really thick. It's a Greek yogurt. It turns into a Greek yogurt. And I'll add the things I do add to it when I do eat it is I do add a tiny bit, like probably 4 drops of liquid stevia with vanilla. Try to think what the brand is. Can't remember. It's in a green bottle on Amazon. They'll add a couple drops of that, and then I'll add a little bit of cream. I'll add a tablespoon or two of cream and mix it up really good because I make it into kind of like a meal when I do it. So that one night it was my supper and it was really good. So the L-reuteri stuff is supposed to replenish your intestines with good bugs. And I think whatever I had is I got acid reflux. That's telling me it killed my stomach acid and killed my stomach because you have bugs in your stomach too that help digest food. It killed them because I was getting acid reflux. Every once in a while, I still am, which is odd. So I know I'm not done with that. I've always had that bad stomach acid problems. What else? What else? And I did take a lot of silver hydrosol when I was sick. I don't know for sure if that kills the good bugs. It's not supposed to. It doesn't matter because I had the good bugs at hand. So, okay. How did I feel overall? Mentally, I feel pretty clear. For before I was kind of groggy. If I get up and I'm really tired, I have to be really like the other day. I went. What was it? Monday night. I only got a couple hours sleep. Haas kept bouncing on me. He was really restless. I kept waking up constantly because of the cat. And the night after that was the night that I had the video that I watched that disturbed me. So I got 2 hours of sleep then. And then Wednesday night, I hand over my show to Deb, and she likes to chat because we talk a lot of politics and stuff. And I love talking with her, but I do get up early for the Bible study that I have. So uh, we were talking, and I ended up talking to her till 12:30 at night. And then, because I usually go to bed right after my show's over at 11, about maybe 10 minutes after I'll be in bed. But anyway, I was up till 1 o'clock because once I got off the air with her, I had to shut the computer down and stoke the fire, take care of the cat, and turn everything off, and then went up to bed. By then it was, and brushed my teeth and all that stuff. So by the time I got to bed, it was 1. And I was so tired. The next morning, I woke up, the alarm was going off. I had the full night of sleep, except I was an hour and a half less sleep than usual, and actually 2 hours less sleep. And I remember waking up. I was listening to my phone alarm because I have it on my phone, and I was trying to incorporate the music on my phone that wakes me up with the dream I was having. And it's like, no, no, you can't do that. You got to wake up, open your eyes. You got to get up. It's like, ah. And I was really tired, but I'd been like almost 3 days without sleep. So I was like, yeah. Most of the day I was all wobbly, like, ugh. I think that's the day I might have planted the trees. I can't remember. I think it was. But I thought, nope, today you have to plant those trees. So I planted 2 fruit trees that I got at Costco like a month ago. But I was really tired. And I came inside and I was like, ugh. I just planted 2 stupid trees and it wasn't that hard. And I came in and I was exhausted. And I just flopped on the couch and was like, comatose. But it's the recovery time was really fast. I've got more strength. Like I said, I'm able to stand up. Before 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, I was on carnivore for just 3 days, I think. And I noticed my legs were getting stronger, which was odd because it's too fast. But I was pushing myself up off of everything with my hands. See these arms, mostly fat. There's a lot of fat on them, no muscles. But I was actually using these arms because they were stronger than my legs when I pushed myself up off the chair because I couldn't just stand up. And it's from adrenal weakness. So doctors aren't taught about adrenals anymore. When I stress destroys the cortisol goes sky high, and you get to a certain point where it just burns out, and then you end up with super low adrenals and losing muscle in your butt and legs. The adrenals will go after the protein in your butt and legs to help make cortisol. And when you're under a massive amount of stress, that's what happens. So you'll see people, especially older people that are under stress, they will lose the muscles in their butt and their legs. They'll start tripping and falling. That can be due to medicine too. But having to get up, my dad used to do it. He'd rock back and then he'd go forward and push himself up with his arms. And he wasn't heavy. So it's a weakness in the butt and legs from stress. And he'd been through a lot of stress, as we all had been. So I recognized that. So I thought, okay, after 3 days, my cortisol, my adrenals must be working a little better. But I've noticed just one day, about 2 weeks ago, I got up off the couch and I didn't push myself. I didn't even think about it until I stood up. I was like, whoa, I just stood up without pushing myself up. And every once in a while I still will, just out of habit, I think. But yeah, so my cortisol is improving, my adrenals are healing up. The first month or so, maybe even 2 or 3 months on this stuff, it's kind of like keto. You're healing, your body's healing. It won't let out go of the weight until it feels that it's safe to do so. So if you're doing it to lose weight, you'll have issues there, but you'll start feeling better and you'll know it. It's like, don't push yourself to exercise when it's time. Your body will just say, hey, let's go do that. You won't even think about it. You'll just go up and do it. You won't think, oh man, I got to go for a walk. Man, I got to plant those trees. You'll be at the point where it's, oh, okay, I got to go do that. I got to go do that. And you'll just do it. You won't even be thinking about it when your body is ready. And if you push yourself too hard, too fast, your adrenals are going to say, not happening. And and you will not lose weight. Adrenals will stop you from it's like I used to think I defied physics because I would do everything everybody else was doing to lose weight, and I just couldn't do it. And that calories in, calories out thing, total BS, absolute total lie. And it is coming out. They're doing studies, and I think it was Harvard. One of the big universities came out and said, yeah, that's not how it works. Metabolism, adrenals, you see heavy people generally, they're under a lot of stress, whether it's what they're eating. And I think that's why the carnivore thing in 3 days, I think that's why I noticed that I was able to stand up. My legs were getting stronger, is because I cut out all food except meat and a little bit of dairy. I don't eat drink like I don't drink milk. If I want milk, if I want something like that, which I never do, but if I did, I would take some cream and just put water in it and shake it up, maybe a pinch of salt, and drink that. I'm just not a milk drinker, but I used to be. I used to drink a little bit of milk, but I cottage cheese. I haven't bought any cottage cheese, which is carnivore technically. You have to strain it. Make sure you strain all the whey off of it because the whey has the carbs in it. Cream cheese. I've had a little bit. I made some carnivore, keto carnivore, no bake cheesecake, which I love. It's really good, but I just don't make that much of it. I just sat in my fridge. I made carnivore. What was it? Cream brulee. It's basically cream and egg yolks. And I put a lot of carnivore people won't use a sweetener because they were former addicts to sugar. They were addicted to sugar, but I never really ate that much sugar. I just never did. I sometimes like I had like an eclair or something. Oh, an eclair, that looks good. I think I'll eat that. But it wasn't like I was going out and eating cookies all the time or cake or anything like that. I never did that. Thank God. So, like Jill Kay said, she said she used stevia and it didn't trigger her to want sugar. And I use stevia, it doesn't trigger me. If I think, I want something sweet, I'll make like a coffee, a decaf coffee. A lot of people are saying coffee's bad. A lot of people are saying coffee's okay. Some people say it's good. Still, the jury's out apparently. Right now I'm drinking it. I don't have to. It's not something I'd crave every day. But uh I'll have like in the afternoon. It'd be nice this summer to have an iced coffee with just some cream, some coffee, some ice cubes, and grind it up and have a little bit of stevia. And they have different flavors of stevia, like the liquid drops. You can get caramel, you can get chocolate, you can get vanilla. All three of those are really good. I don't like the hazelnut. A lot of people do. What else they got? They have a lot. They have a lot. And then they've got water drops you can put in your water that have a little bit of sweetener in them, but they got like watermelon and stuff. But like I said, if you are addicted to sugar, you might not want to do that because you don't want to be craving all the time you're on carnivore. You don't want to, although after a while, if you guys watched that video last night, a lot of people wanted the information from that. It was a good video. A guy that did the carnivore, Ferrigno, I don't remember Ferrigno something, Ferrigno, can't remember his last name for his channel, but I think if you just type in Ferrigno, it'll come up. He did carnivore, said after, I think it was the first year, he took a bite of a cookie and he spit it out. He said it tasted like flour. Said the sugar didn't help it. He said it just tasted like flour and I spit it out. He said I tried cookies 3 times. He said that time, he said a couple other times, he says I couldn't eat them. He says a brownie, he says spit it out. He says I didn't want it. So and it does change your taste buds because I noticed the first week. What was it that I noticed? Um, Anything sweet, even stevia. it didn't sound good. And I'm like, that's interesting. Because I had been eating stevia, like I'll make Kool-Aid. Uh I would mix stevia in with water in a Kool-Aid packet and have that. I drank that all last summer. No carbs, and for me, no problem. But I made something. Oh, it was the creme brulee. It sat in the fridge like for a week and a half. I just didn't, I'd look at it, it's like, that doesn't even sound good. It didn't appeal. And that was just after a few days. And after that, I noticed nothing's like if I thought about like a croissant right now, a croissant, which I loved, I used to love them. My mouth's watering because I mean, I knew I loved them. That's just habit. But to think of eating one, mm, I remember what it tastes like. I remember uh, the mouth feel. I remember all that stuff, but it's nothing. It's like I could, if it was sitting on the table, I could say no. I'd probably throw it in the garbage actually. So I wouldn't be tempted if that happened. I would. So, but it does. I remember thinking that that stuff just doesn't sound good, and it shocked me. I was absolutely floored that is like it doesn't appeal. I went to the store, had no problems bypassing things that like when I would have something I shouldn't on keto, it'd be the bakery area usually, or back by the milk where they have the sale stuff. I just looked at it, and to me, it's not food. It's like I mentally am able to do that. It's like that is not food. And if people have a problem starting out, they can just think, okay, that's going to make me sick. Is it worth having that to set my progress all the way back to the starting line again because of the carbs and the damage it's doing to the body? Is it worth that to go all the way back and have to start the 3 months over again? Is it worth it to get the sore joints? And if it's anything with sugar in it, you're not going to sleep that night. Sugar is an excitotoxin. It gets the brain, the synapses firing, and you can't shut down. If I ate sugar like 4 in the afternoon, I wouldn't sleep that night. Um, yeah, so it's not worth it, number one, but you'll get to the point where you just don't want it, which is pretty neat. Everybody talks about the food freedom they get from eating carnivore, and I didn't understand at first what they were talking about, but that's what they're talking about. You're no longer a slave to eating crap you shouldn't eat that makes you feel like garbage and is killing you. Um, I'm not going to name them, but there's a person right now who's in the hospital that I have talked to extensively about health issues. They've got type 2 diabetes. They've got what else did they tell me? Oh, stage 4 kidney disease. There are people who have reversed their stage 4 kidney disease and got rid of their type 2 diabetes by just doing carnivore. And I told them that. Oh, I'm doing carnivore. He told me several months ago he's doing carnivore, and I thought I got the impression he wasn't anymore by the way he phrased it, and I didn't know why he would quit it. But we got talking again about 3 weeks ago, and they said, "Oh, I do carnivore," and I said, "No, you're not." I said, "I've seen what you've been posting in the chat room on this message board," and I said, "French fries are not carnivore. Hamburgers with the buns and all the lettuce and the tomatoes and the onions and the mayo," I said, "that's not carnivore. Cake, it's not carnivore." He goes, "Well, my sister brought it to me." I said, "It doesn't matter who brought it. It's not carnivore." And he said, "Well, I feel bad if I don't eat it." I said, well, look where they're at now. They're in the hospital really feeling bad physically because they couldn't say no to the food. And the problem I think a lot of people have is that they are literally addicted to this because food companies they put ingredients in the food that will addict you. So you have to expect if you're used to eating that way. I went through it with keto. You have to go through a week or two where your body is saying, I want that sugar. I want the glucose. Because your body's used to running on glucose. You would eat, and then 3 or 4 hours later, you're hungry again. Everybody, that was the norm. That's what they taught us. It's like you just get hungry again. Well, it's because your body runs out of the sugar and garbage that you just ate and wants more because you're running out. So when you do carnivore or keto, your body goes to fat burning. It takes some people can take from 3 days to like a month. Most people do it within 3 days to 2 weeks before you start burning fat for fuel. And if you've got a lot of damage, if you've got a lot of inflammation, things like that. It can take a little bit longer. It took me over 4 months before my body would start losing weight on keto. The first time I did keto, I told you guys this before. The first time I did it for 4 months. I did it under Dr. Berg. I wasn't losing any weight, and I was getting very frustrated because that's why I started it. I knew that I was reactive to sugar because I cut out sugar on a different diet thing, just as a trial thing. Cut out sugar for 3 days. Okay. Cut out grains for 3 days. Okay. And then I noticed, whoa, I didn't have acid reflux anymore. I thought, okay, that's good. So I figured out that the grains were causing the acid reflux. So I started digging in. Why did they do that? Well, because they sprayed with glyphosate and who knows what else. Glyphosate's the one that's Roundup. That's the stuff we know about. There could be other things they're putting on there, and who knows what's coming out of the air. But anyway, I I did that, and then I did keto, and that was probably almost 10 years ago. Almost. I can't believe it's been that long. But I did it. I felt good. I felt pretty good, but I just wasn't losing weight. And I was getting really ticked off because when you're living with somebody else that eats garbage food, it's not an easy thing to do because on keto, you look at stuff and you want it, right? Carnivore, for some reason, is totally different. But I went off of it for a few months and I just felt like garbage. I was getting the acid reflux back. I was feeling crappy, my brain fog and aches. My hands, I would get arthritis. It just came on all at once too, so bad that it was like the tendons here hurt. My knuckles all hurt. I tried to drive my car and it hurt so bad I could hardly hold on to the steering wheel. And I thought, what is going on? But when I went back on keto again, all that went away. And I just thought, I went back on it because I didn't hurt. I felt so much better on keto, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to lose any weight. I just didn't expect to. So I was on it about the 5th month. I started losing weight. I was so not expecting it. I didn't even know I was losing weight. I was getting mad because my clothes weren't fitting. But what's going on? Like that stupid washing machine, it must be destroying my clothes. They were really baggy and loose on me. And I was getting PO'd because I figured I was still fat. I have no body awareness. I don't have any of that. It's like, so fat or thin, I feel the same. I don't feel like I'm thinner. I don't feel like I'm fatter. A lot of women are like that. You'll find them saying that, oh, I didn't realize till I saw that picture of me how fat I was. They didn't know. I mean, up here, I think subconsciously, but physically, you tune it out because you got a lot of other stuff going on. Anyway, yeah, I started losing a lot of weight. And I think I went down like 2 or 3 sizes. I can't remember now, but it slowly came on again because I was eating the wrong stuff. I was eating, was it Crunch or whatever they call it? Some kind of Catalina Crunch. It's a cereal that's supposed to be low carb and all that. And I was eating the keto bread. And I noticed all of a sudden, it was like I was going poop, 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 and all of a sudden I just popped. And it was really weird. It happened super fast. And it must have been when I was going through an extra bit of stress because I find that stress, if I went through stress, I'd gain weight. I'd gain like 20 pounds. And nothing I ate changed it. It was weird. But over time, I noticed that. But I didn't really try to avoid stress. Sometimes you can't. And I've been like this deal with owing $88,500 or whatever it was. I got a letter. It's like, okay, my lawn, there's areas of my lawn that are literally as high as my waist because I went out last summer, my lawnmower quit working. And so I've been trying to fix it myself because I've been trying to find somebody to fix it for me. Can't find anybody. Well, the neighbors, I don't like it. It looks like nobody lives here. It looks like a derelict house. And I feel bad for my neighbors because they have to look at it, right? But I've tried fixing that lawnmower. I've tried all kinds of things. Can't get it working. I went on Craigslist, or not Craigslist, Facebook, tried to find somebody that could help me fix it. But what happened before that, I thought, well, my ex has a trailer. I'll ask him if I can borrow it and get that lawnmower on the trailer and take it to the next town over where the repair shop's at and just get it repaired. Get new blades put on it, get the service and all that. Just get it done out of my hair so it's good to go for another 4 years. And so I went to get my truck, which I just moved the week before, and it wouldn't start. So I've got the trailer available. So now I've got the lawnmower that won't start and the truck that suddenly will not start. I just pumped $4,200 into it like 5 months ago, and I've only driven it twice. And apparently, from what Teresa, our Bible study friend, said, she found a diagnostic on it that the light The light switch is out. And it's like, really? Because it stayed in one position. My dad never turned it on. The truck's 21 years old, but he kept it in one position and never used it. He just, I mean, because the lights, if you left it to the left when the key turned on, the lights came on, you never had to turn it on. It's apparently burned out or something. So now I have to dismantle the dash to get in and fix it. And it's like, oh my God, I don't think I want to do that. So now I've got a truck that doesn't work and a lawnmower that doesn't work. And it's like, and the lawn's stressing me out because it's getting, I'm looking right now at a chunk of alfalfa that's 2 feet tall. I'm looking at a massive amount of dandelions. I'm like, eh. And fire season's coming. This has to be mowed. It has to be done. So I just kind of put that aside. I'm just talking about it stresses me out a little bit. Okay, we'll just set that aside. I found this group of people with a church, a local church. Whoops, I don't know where it went. I have a little thing on, oh, right here, that they help people. Do you or someone you know need help? It's like, yeah, me. So I haven't called them yet. Today is their church day. I found out who they are. But I'm going to call them and I'm going to see if they can help me with at least something. My ex is supposed to come to town Tuesday from Lewiston, so he will probably help me get that on the flatbed and take it into town. And hopefully he's still here that I can bring it back and mow the lawn. But it's been one thing after another, constant. Oh, and then my tire pressure gauges went out on my tires, so I have to get that. Somebody said that's like $350 to fix. I'm like, of course it is. But I got a letter from the Canadian government saying I owe them $88,500 in taxes, back taxes from 2023. It's like, I don't have that. The estate never pulled that in. So why do you think I owe you that? I didn't get that much. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So it's one thing after another after another. So I have to learn how to manage my stress. And at first I was a little bit, and I thought, wait a minute. No, I paid that. I paid that. I started thinking about that. No, God will help me with this. So I have to keep relying on God to help me with the stress because it's like it's not, this has been like this for 6 years. It's just one thing after another. The guy that came to fix my roof that I finally found made it worse. So now I've got leaks everywhere. So it's like, it's just, it's like a TV show or something. It's just nuts. What can go wrong? Well, things that shouldn't even go wrong are going wrong. Well, that's fine. That's the way it is sometimes. So anyway, the stress part of this is what the whole thing with the lawnmower and the truck, I gained another bunch of weight. And that was about a month and a half ago. And I could feel it coming on, man. I could feel my stomach growing. It's like, so anyway, with carnivore, once you get past a certain point on it and you're able to start losing weight, I think once that finally kicks in that your body says, okay, we can do this now, I don't think that kind of stress will be as severe because I think when I first started it, not eating those vegetables is what helped me stand up and get my butt and legs strong. So the food I was eating was stressing my body. And now that that's out of the way, my body can sit here and start healing up, get the cortisol working, get all that healed up. And Dr. Bright said something that I didn't know about. She said, when you change things like that, she goes, it takes the body a month to adjust to a new way of eating and getting things stabilized. And when I talked to Bill, the ex, he said he didn't lose any weight the first month. And different people I've talked to said you don't lose weight the first month, which is interesting because most diets you lose all your weight the first month and then it slows down. This is the opposite. So my month is up today. Tomorrow I start a new month. So it'll be interesting to see if I have to, I might, might not be the very first day I start losing. It might not be the first week, but I expect it sometime in there because I'm trying to make sure that my stress levels are under control to some degree. And eating what I should be eating is a big help with that because I'm not pulling in the toxins. See, with keto, it took me 4 months before I started losing weight. Well, I was still eating vegetables and fruit, a little tiny bit of fruit. You get like berries that were toxic to my body. And it's just one of those things where you have to think that it's going to eventually level out. So I would think carnivore would work faster. So then keto did. Well, both are good. I mean, if you can eat the vegetables and fruits. I'm just finding that right now, because of the toxins that I didn't know, I didn't expect it. I thought you have found out organic food just has to be grown on land that hasn't had pesticides on it for 3 years. some of those pesticides stay in the ground for a long, long time, way more than 3 years. So apparently some of the food I was eating probably had that issue. But I wasn't eating all organic either. I couldn't afford to. So you do what you can. And people think, oh, isn't carnivore expensive? Well, it is as an outlay. It's kind of like anything when you say you set up a new house, there are things you have to buy. You might have to buy uh like a toilet brush and cleanser and uh dishwashing soap, stuff like that. There's an outlay of it. So I went and bought uh it's simple though. When you go shopping, you miss half, three quarters, four-fifths of the grocery store. You're not even touching. I do drink Zevia. Like I said, if you can't do sugar, if you're addicted to sugar, you probably won't want to do this anything with stevia. They all warn, oh, don't use, they call them artificial sweeteners. Stevia is a natural sweetener, but some people can't tolerate it. Dr. Berry claims he gains weight when he uses stevia. But now that I'm, if I've been on this for a while, I'm not really drinking unless I'm needing bubbles. The carbonated, if you're craving carbonated water, which I used to crave a lot, means you're too acidic and you need to, or too alkaline, you need to acidify. When you crave those bubbles, there's a reason for that. And sometimes I will crave, and so I'll grab a Zevia and drink that. But yeah, I've even cut back on my stevia use quite a bit. So, but it's a natural sweetener. But some people, apparently, Dr. Berry gains weight from it. But if you were a sugar addict, do not. I would, if you're doing carnivore, cut everything out like that. And I think when you start trying stuff like stevia again or allulose, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like the sweetness of it. I don't think your body won't want it or need it, which is interesting. But anyway, for the outlay, um, I went to Costco and I knew I'd spend a lot of money, but I knew it would last me for a long time. I bought months worth of food. I bought um, three, what was it? Not chuck steak, roast. Chuck roast, is it? I think so. I think it's a chuck roast. It's got a lot of fat and marbling in it. They were thick. They're like that thick, big slab of it. And it was like 40, $50 for one of those. They were really expensive, but it's good meat. I bought three of them because I planned on, when I got home, slicing them up into steaks, and I could eat off of one of those for about, excuse me, if I just had it for breakfast or supper, probably a month off of one of them. Oh, way more than a month because I got a lot of pieces off of it. But I'm thinking I'm not eating enough. I think I should have cut them either thicker or eat two instead of one because right now I'm eating an average of 9 ounces, and some people eat a lot more than that. But that, and then you get the butter. I get my butter at Costco. They did have Kerrygold on sale, so I bought two of the bricks of that, and that's my eating butter. Like if I want to put it, like have it before I go to bed, I'll eat it before a little bit before I go to bed. But it's my eating butter. The Costco butter is what I use for putting on my meat. Like when I have steak now, you're used to putting ketchup or Heinz 57 on it or whatever. I take a little nib of butter and put it on there and eat that with each piece. I'll eat butter with it because women need a lot of fat, and I know I'm not eating enough fat. Um, so let's see, I bought those three. That was probably $150, which is a lot of money. But it's feeding me for over 3 months. So that's when, in the grand scheme of things, I never have spent a lot of money on my food because I never ate that much. I bought a thing of hamburger, which I think was 24 $24. I did buy some chicken. I bought some chicken breast. Normally you don't eat chicken breast on carnivore because it's it doesn't have any fat on it. But I saw where somebody had used it to make noodles or something. So whatever it was, some recipe, I'll have to go find it again. But I did buy some chicken breast so I could do that. Uh, because there are carnivore noodles that you can make. Let's see. So I got the chicken breast, boneless, skinless, and that's always more expensive. So I spent probably $220. But like I said, that's enough food to last months. I don't know what your food bill is a month, but I bet it's more than $125. Oh, I also bought cream. So everything I bought was cream. I got cream cheese, which is like $8 for a thing. And something I noticed about Costco's cream cheese, when you put it in the microwave to like if you have to warm it up for something really quick, uh, you just do a couple pulses and it's done. But if you use Philadelphia cream cheese, it'll blow up. I think there's metal in it because something's reacting with the microwave, and it'll blow up in the microwave, and the other stuff won't. So anyway, I bought cream cheese. Did I buy cheese? I don't think I bought any cheese. I might have cream cheese, butter, cream. Costco has the best cream. And the meat. And it came to a lot. So I think I paid all together with all of that. I think it came to like around 275. Maybe I'll just say 300 for the heck of it. But for 3 months worth of food, that's $100 a month for food. So no, it's not expensive. It's not super expensive. It's a lot cheaper, but the initial outlay. But if you have a place where you can get meat cheaper than Costco and it's better meat, do it. If you can do, see, I go down to Costco once every quarterly. So probably every 3 months I might go down there. And that's why I bought a lot at one time. If I had a Costco in my town or even 50 miles away, I'd be down there all the time. I wouldn't have to buy all at once. But if you do, you can do that. And I noticed that you have to read labels on everything too. Because if you buy cream, read the label, see how many carbs are in it, see what's in it. Because some will say cream and milk. Well, it's not cream, that's cream and milk. And it's got carbs. So you have to be careful with that. Because ideally you want carnivore to be zero carb. Excuse me. It's best to be zero carb. So some people are hardcore, like my ex, he was hardcore the first month or two. He only had beef, butter. I don't even know if he had bacon, salt, and water. And he used that element stuff, which I have made a knockoff of that, and I'll probably be selling that on my site. I just need to figure out how to package it. Uh, but it's an electrolyte drink. It's got magnesium. Mine, instead of the stuff like Element has magnesium malate. Mine has magnesium uh, glycinate. Yeah, I think it's a better form of magnesium, more easily absorbable. It's got uh, sea salt and potassium. So you mix those into water and drink it. It's a salty drink, so you can heat it up, have it hot, and it'll be kind of like a bouillon cube. I drink it like in a glass of hot, but it will leave a white coating in your glass, so be aware of that. You need to clean it out. See what else. Hmm. Anything else we need to talk about? Overall, for the last month, it was looking in hindsight, doesn't seem like it's been a month. I kept hoping I'd lose some weight, but I didn't. Oh well. I was kind of prepared for that though, because Bill didn't. But when he did, boy, it came off fast. He's a guy, and guys' metabolism is different than women. Some women do leave, they start losing right away, but they don't have the stress issues that I've got. So that makes sense. You could start tomorrow and end up svelte and awesome in a month or two. But I do plan probably on staying on this. I wasn't going to. I thought, man, because when I first started, I didn't think I could handle it. It's like, oh, meat? Are you kidding me? Just meat? Who wants that? And I kept seeing carnivore recipes and carnivore bread and carnivore this and that, kind of like I did when I first started keto 10 years ago. See little things what they were eating. And back in the day, keto had nothing. There was no, and right now, carnivore is just starting to going up to the crest. A lot. It's getting to be very well known. We're at the very cutting edge of that. Um, right now, they're having a carnivore symposium of some sort over in Seattle this very moment. That's where Jill met Kelly Hogan. They're over there in Seattle. And at some point in the future, I'd like to attend those. That look like a lot of fun and get involved with that stuff. But anyway, for the first month, yeah, I feel after doing it for a month, my body feels better. I don't look any better. I guess I do. I guess I do. Because I don't have that stuff that I had on my skin here it was all red. I could see red speckling. I don't know it must have been a reaction to some of the food I was eating. It had to be because it's gone now. It wasn't severe. I do still have some skin issues left, and I don't know what it is. Um, on my ears. Yeah, because I can feel it behind my ears. I'm hoping that goes away after a few months more. Some people said it took a few months to get rid of all that stuff, which makes sense. I mean, it's your body has to adjust. So anyway, yeah, I feel better. Um, I'm looking forward to having more energy, which just a little bit in the last couple of days. But like I said, I've been sick for a month. So that kind of ticks me off because it probably set me back because being sick is a stress. It's a stress on the body. So did I really do a month on carnivore or did the stress from the being sick kind of suck that out of my life? I don't know. I will find out. And let's see what else. Yeah, I'm noticing a little tiny bit. My eyesight's a tiny bit better, which is odd. Um, but the sleep, if you're doing it, the sleep is nice. I started dreaming like the guy last night, Ferrigno. He talked about having dreams. I started having dreams within a few nights of doing this. And isn't it weird that vegetables would block dreaming? And they weren't creepy dreams. Most of my dreams were like the same thing over and over again, and I was stuck. I was stuck. I was stuck. Kind of like a mild nightmare. And I could never pull myself out. If something bad was happening in my dream, I've never been able to pull myself out. Oh, just wake yourself up. I can't do that. I've never been able to do that. It would be a total nightmare. I mean, if I could do it, I'd have done it. I've never been able to do that. I don't know if I can now, but I do know my dreams are a lot better. They're more cohesive. They make sense. They're not all disjointed and weird and dark. Most of my dreams were at night. I always have these night dreams. Um, and they were just weird. But yeah, I'm sleeping a lot better now, even when Haas is sitting on my head at night. He likes to crawl up here, put a paw over my eyes or his back foot in my mouth. Yeah, he wakes me up doing that sometimes. He wants to get comfy. But I think now I'm sleeping so hard, he's getting up and moving. But I have noticed for the last week I've been getting kind of hot sweats. Not hot, but I'm noticing like I don't know if it's my metabolism kicking in. I have to look at the thermometer to see how warm it is in the house because I don't know if it's me or the temperature in the house. But I have noticed it's not like a normal hot flash, which I had for 20 years from the time I was 41 or 42. Hideous, awful, vile, painful hot flashes until I went on keto. Keto stopped that. So obviously it was a food issue. It was a food reaction. I never had a normal, my hormones have always been messed up since I was a little kid. Not a little kid, but a young kid, a young girl. I've never had normal menses ever in my whole life. I never did. And not surprising for the stress. And the keto helped get rid of the hot flashes that started in my 40s. They were, I mean, they were constant. I could be sitting in a car and I didn't even know it was coming on yet. And all of a sudden, all the windows would steam up. And within about 2 minutes, here it would come, this hot flash. And I would be just, oh, so miserable. And my skin would prickle and tingle, kind of like when you take a niacin pill, kind of like that. And they would last for about 3 minutes. No, I timed them once. It was 8 minutes. They'd last for 8 minutes and then go away. And 3 minutes later, they'd start up again. This was a cycle that went on for a couple of years, night and day. I was sitting in a doctor's office one time and I thought, oh my God, here we go again. So I just timed them. They were 8 minutes long and 3 minutes apart, 24 hours a day. And that went on for years. And when I did keto, gone. Took about a month or two, I think, and they were gone. No more hot flashes. That was another reason I wanted to stay on keto. So it's amazing what kind of garbage that the food does to your body. Who knows what it was doing to the hormones? Terrible. So anyway, that's let's see what else. For this, excuse me, the sleep. The sleep is excellent. I think you'll notice that pretty quickly when you finally get all the crud out of your diet, you're going to notice you'll sleep. And I remember when I first started with the looking at carnivore, I thought, yeah, how you can't live on that. How are you going to live on that? You just can't live on that. And at one point, I like, wait a minute. The Eskimos live on it. They eat whale fat and meat and seal fat and meat. That's all they ate for hundreds and hundreds of years, and they lived. So when that occurred to me, I realized, ding, yes, you can do this. It is something people can do for life if they want to. So I remember hearing Kelly Hogan saying she'd been doing it for like 15 years or something. Really? Excuse me. 15 years? Because when I first heard that, it's like, wow. Well, that's because you can live on it. So that's crazy. You would never think that, and it's not, in my opinion, not the proper human diet. It is not. Most of the people I hear say that are not Christian. They don't believe in the Bible. They believe in evolution because I hear them saying it constantly. Well, we evolved, we evolved. But I don't believe it's a proper human diet because God gave us herbs of the field to eat. Well, Satan has polluted the herbs of the field, so we can't eat that. They haven't been able to get to the innards of an animal under the hide yet, but they're working on it. And barring that, they'll just try to take it away completely. That's their plan, I'm sure. But for right now, yeah, I do feel better. And I think considering going on with it past 90 days, that tells me I must be feeling a lot better because I'm thinking about how I felt before. Just and if you start a diary of some sort. Do what I'm doing with the video week by week by week, because in a week's time you're going to forget how you felt a week before if you don't say it, put it down. I'm just too lazy to write. I can talk your leg off, but I just don't like to write. I don't keep diaries. I've never been able to. So it's a good way to keep track of how you felt before and how you felt on your journey. And then afterwards, when you've hit your goal and maintain it, it's a good way to remember what it was like. That's why I like that video I played last night on my show of that Ferrigno guy, because he started out, he showed himself in the kitchen, what he looked like. He changed pretty fast. I think within the first few weeks, he looked different. He responded to that way of eating really, really fast, which was good. But yeah, his skin looks great. He's got tons of energy, which is usually what happens because the mitochondria, they're tired of being fed poison. So I think I'm done yakking out. Can't think of anything else to talk about. What negatives have I had the last week? Other than the clams eating. Did I tell you? I can't remember if that was in the first video. Because one of the videos was 8 minutes long and I scrapped it because it was on the wrong channel. I had clam chowder last night, which was really good. I just bought the big cans at Costco, the big clam thing, and I made a big pot of clam chowder. Well, today I paid for it. So I am reactive to clams right now, apparently, which I've eaten all my life since I was a little kid. So it's either something maybe I burned the label or else I'd look at it. Could be something they added like BHT or something. I didn't look. They may have added something to the clams, but it was minced clams, the Snow's minced clams. And oh boy, the gut pain. I almost puked. That was so much pain. And that was from eating clams, uh, which I did just like 2 months ago. They were fine. I was fine with it. But today or last night, no, I'm apparently a little bit reactive to them. Next time I eat some, I'll just try a little bit instead of a bowl of soup because I made a carnivore soup with the clams, the clam juice, some cream, butter, and salt. And it was really, really good. But it tasted good going down, but it almost came back up again. It gave me horrible gut cramps. So it was something I tolerated before, but not now. So things like that, I won't be doing that again anytime soon. So that's something to look at. That was a negative that happened this week. Trying to think if anything else negative happened. Not really. I'm still putting things off that I should be doing. So, but I'm in a better place for sure. So, oh, I'm not even looking at my YouTube channel to see if anybody's in there. Where'd it go? Oh, yeah, and again, I'll be changing my uh YouTube channel from this to well, there I am. From the Chris Croy channel. Oh, there you are. I can see you now. Sorry, I haven't been watching the chat. I was like just sitting here wondering why I've okay, let's see who's in there. Marcia K. Hello. Up three. Hello. Patty J. Patty J and Marcia K. Free Spirit. Hello. Greetings. You're late to the party. That sounds like labor, not fun. Yeah. Well, anyway, and now I got you guys to talk to. How long have I been on? 63 minutes. I've been on an hour already. Oof. Yeah, that was my negative for that clam stuff. That was a bummer because I like clams and the clam chowder was really good. I don't like sand in it though. Every once in a while you bite, like every third bite had dirt in it. And I don't know why they can't clean them out better, but they don't. Um, what else? What I have this week? Well, I showed you guys what I had. Show you again since you guys might not have got here. Let me show you what what I ate yesterday. For breakfast, I had butter, cream. Cream was in my coffee and in my eggs because I used to not like scrambled eggs, and I started doing this, and I didn't like breakfast. I never eat breakfast, but because I had to get my calories up to 610, 1610 a day, I had to start eating breakfast. It was the only way I could really do it without just stuffing myself till I was sick, and that's not good to do either. So I started eating breakfast, which is a butter. That was in my scrambled eggs. I didn't put it in my coffee. I should have. Uh, with heavy cream, I put 2 tablespoons in my coffee, and I put 2 tablespoons in the egg that I mixed up. And the coffee, it says black, but I had the cream in it. They don't have coffee with cream on the list. And then for lunch, I had this the death soup. Oh man, I came so close to throwing up. Uh, it was chopped clams, heavy cream, and butter. That was tasty, but oh well. And then that for night, like I didn't get sick till today, which was really weird. For dinner, I had the cooked hamburger patties, or patty. I had one. I looked at the patties; they were 220 calories per patty. So I didn't want to go over because at that point I had quite a few calories under my belt. And I had bacon, and I put some cheese on it. I put it in a pan, fried the hamburger, flipped it over, salted it, and then put the cheese on top, and then put the bacon in around it and let it cook, and then piled that on top. It was so, and I put some mustard on it. It was so good. That was a good dinner, actually. I might have that again tonight. It was super easy. And then I had some whipped cream as a snack later on, I think around 6 last night. But I was running a deficit. I might run a deficit today too, just because I'm doing you guys might have heard me say this a million times. I'm doing a calorie deficit style of carnivore. This is the amount of calories I would be eating to maintain the weight I'm at now, which I don't want to do. But Kelly Hogan said you do this. A lot of women are having success by eating this much for like a month and then cutting down 1 or 200 calories a day, which is what I did yesterday. So maybe I'll just do that again today. And then you'll start losing weight. Once your body gets used to the higher amount of calories, once you cut the higher calories, then you'll start losing weight, which is interesting. And keep the fat high for women. You got to keep your fat high. I said it was 76%. What is it today? And then they have a thing for water. Drink your water and your electrolytes. I do think I'm going to start selling the electrolytes packets or a little container of electrolytes because they're really good and it's really necessary. If you're going to do this, you should be drinking that every day. The Perigno guy, he drinks at least one packet. I think he said he drinks it in every drink except for one, every glass of water. And I think he drinks, what do you say, 2 liters of water a day is what he generally drinks. But he's in Florida and he sweats a lot because it's hot. He's outside working out in the mornings, and it's even hot at that time. Early in the morning, it's still hot in the summertime. So he does sweat a lot. But it's a good idea to make sure that you've got your electrolytes in. Even if you're not doing this, you should. So today I had, what time is it? Oh, 1:17. I gotta probably start lunch. And that's, like I said, the worst part of this thing is having to eat 3 times a day. Ugh. Tomorrow I will probably cut back 1 egg and 1 piece of bacon and probably 1 coffee. That will be half of this. That'll be like 230 calories approximately. And then eat the rest of the day like I usually do. So right now I'm at 76% fat. I need to be between 70 and 80% fat intake. So there you go. But for lunch, what am I gonna have? You guys, what am I going to have for lunch? I haven't taken anything out of the freezer. The thing about this too is like that Bill said that when you do when you pardon me, when you do carnivore, you're kind of stuck. You have to make things. Like you have to cook steak or you have to cook your eggs. You can have boiled eggs and they're portable. You can make jerky, which I will be making jerky because like when I go to Spokane, I want to make sure I'm not going to be buying things I shouldn't buy, because if I go and I'm full, I stick to what I need to buy. I don't buy too much. Oh, maybe I should buy another one of these. No, no, no. So this way, if you're full when you go to town, go to the grocery store and shop for your meals. But no, the thing is, like for supper, you're going to have a barbecued steak or a um, filet mignon or fish. Like some nights, like on Fridays, sometimes I'll have like a cod. The Costco's frozen cod is really good, by the way. Excuse me. It comes in a bag and it's they're all sealed. They're all separately sealed up so they don't get freezer burn. But it's really good, super nice. But I'll put that in a pan with some butter and fry it, and throw some big prawns in there and stir it up and have that with butter and some usually maybe a little bit of salt, but also I'll put like dill or some kind of herbs on it just for a little extra flavor. You don't even have to do that because it tastes so good. But yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, where'd I go with my? There you are. One thing. Well, the thing is, free spirit. I can have it later on in the day if I want it to. I can put it any like I can have steak and bacon. And some of these gals, when you see their plates, they are heaped up. So it made me wonder, what am I eating? I'm not eating that much because they said that one of the biggest things if you're trying to lose weight when you go on carnivore is not eating enough. And they said they run into it constantly, especially for people that have dieted a lot. I haven't really dieted a lot. I did keto, but I never did a calorie count with keto so much. I did carb counts, but not calories. Long time ago, probably 20 years ago, I did an HCG diet. When I was in high school, I did, oh, I had hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia. And so I had to do a diet then. But really, I've only dieted probably 4 times in my life. So that's actually lucky. It was people that dieted a lot. I never got hungry. I just didn't get hungry. I always said if I had a pill, you give me a pill that would take care of my nutritional needs for a whole day, I'd be on it because that would save me having to take the time to go cook something, clean up after, and all that. But yeah, it is something where it's not super portable. You can take steak and cook it and cut it up if you don't mind eating it cold, which I don't really. I like it better hot, but if I had to cut it into slices and season it or whatever and have that in a baggie and chew on that for a lunch or something, I could do that. That's not a problem. Or like bacon. I make these rolls. They're like you take cream cheese. Cream cheese is heavily dense with calories. You have to be very careful with it. You take cream cheese and get it soft. Then you put in a little bit of some carnivore do eat a little bit of garlic powder, and some very few will use a tiny bit of onion powder. I don't. I just use the garlic, season it a little bit with the garlic, mix it up, put some herbs in it, Italian seasoning herbs or something. Mix it all up, and then roll it into like balls about that big, like probably inch across. Just roll it into balls, and then fry some bacon and mince it up into little tiny pieces and roll that into the bacon. And you can have a couple of those. That's a good heavy, it's a calorie dense snack, but it'll keep you full for hours. So if you need to travel somewhere, they're handy for that. Yeah. Hi, Patty. Yeah, so it's there are things that you can do to kind of get along, get that way to for portability if you have to travel somewhere, and take with you, which is what that guy did last night. He said he was going to a football game, Mariners football game. No, not Mariners, Dolphins football game. And he just cooked up a steak and sliced it up and put it in a bag and took it with him, and that's what he munched on. And so you can do it. I mean, if you're determined, you can do it. And the last thing you want to do is blow your diet because that sets you back so bad, and then you get sick. He talked about going off one time. What do you say he did? Oh, he worked in a restaurant and he had something that had he doesn't eat pork. That Ferrigno guy does not eat pork. Bacon is pork. He must have like beef bacon because there was beef bacon. But he said he had some pork and he said something I ate must have had seed oils in it because he said it made me really sick. So when you do this, you notice after you're on it for a while, you notice pretty quickly if you're reacting to a food, just like I did with the clams. I've been on carnivore for a month, and I can't eat clams now, which may change. A month or two from now, it might change. I'll try a little bit, and I should just freeze those ones I've got. I was going to give them to my sister, but I think I'll freeze them so I don't have. I'll put them in individual things. And I'll just pull a little thing out and try it in a month or two and see if it makes me sick again. Because if it does, I don't want to be buying it anymore. Got to weed it out. But yeah, the bacon things is the cream cheese and bacon balls are really good. They're easy to make too. Yeah, but you can see see this big old belly. I got big boobs, man. I got D boobs, the boobs, and my belly sticks out far enough that I actually look like I'm probably about 8 or 9 months pregnant. And I thought, well, because I took before, I got to take some pictures today actually to show that I'm going to do pictures once a month to show progress, maybe once a week. I don't think I'll do it once a week unless I start losing weight right away. So people can see before and after. I'm hoping it's not going to take 4 months like it did the keto thing. Oh, God, that'd be miserable. So that'd be all through the summer. I'd be at the end of summer and finally losing weight. That'd make me mad. And then, even then, it still took a couple months before I lost uh, a couple sizes. So, but I'm taking the iodine every day, so I'm hoping that helps because I was taking it very sporadically back then. Yeah, one piece of bacon. And it's thin cut bacon from Costco, and it doesn't taste very salty, which I don't mind. I hate super salty bacon. It's in a blue pack. I'll have to check and see if I got the low salt bacon. Yeah, so anyway, if I've helped anybody with that, I hope I did. I think once I start losing weight, people will know. Oh, and have you guys looked into? Let me see. I'll pull it up. I'm going to share. I'll share something here. As soon as I get off here, I've got to get a hold of Jill. I got two of these. I do. But we'll go to this one. Chris Cooking Nashville. This guy was talking to Jill at the symposium over in Seattle, telling him about me, and apparently this guy wants to do a collaboration with me. I don't know what it is. He's got 131,000 subscribers. He has a lot of carnivore recipes. I've tried a couple of them. They're pretty good. But he's also collaborating with Dr. Barry, which is cool. Let's see. Living the carnivore lifestyle, cooking zero carb and low carb recipes, and going on a weight loss and health journey in Nashville, Tennessee. Come watch me get skinny or at least healthy and learn how I live a zero carb life on a budget in real life. Cool. I'll probably set up some of this stuff if I ever get anybody watching my channel. So carnivore is a big thing right now, so I might end up with a few extra people popping in, but it's hard to say. There's all his information. He joined in 22. I don't know if he's been doing carnivore all that time or not. Maybe he has. He's got 500 videos. He said 6,711,000 views. Pretty good. But yeah, I come in here, places like this, and get ideas for food. Why I'm not a real carnivore. That'd be interesting. Is your mind the cause of your health issues? Part of it, a good part of it. Who's celebrating your success? Nope, fear the tunnel, focus on the light at the end. That's a good point. Yeah, because I was kind of afraid to go on carnivore. I'm like, when I figured out that you could live on it, it wouldn't have to be something that was temporary, that you could actually make it a lifestyle and that it wouldn't kill you if you went on it. I'm like, oh, okay. Are you feeling unprepared for a change? So he's got some really good topics here. And Jill is going to come on with me as soon as I figure out how to get oh, you know what? I think I can. I think I can with Zoom. Get her to come on with me. I can. Oh, good. So I can get her to come on and we can do a feed. That's awesome. But he's got some good recipes. He's got the keto or the carnivore butter, carnivore bread, which if you're used to eating regular bread, I guarantee you this is not like regular bread. You might not like it. I probably wouldn't like it. I'm kind of picky with my food. Carnivore mashed potatoes. There are people who claim these are really good. He does a mashed potato and gravy thing. And if you're really in love with that stuff, you might be able to like it, or you might hate it. I don't know. So he's got a lot of things. carnivore cheeseburger casserole. Um, Salt electrolytes, blue reviews. See, this is what I make. I already make this stuff. I just need to package it, find a good package for it. Carnivore rice. So they've got substitutes. It's more of a carrier for the other food you'd be eating. Spreadable butter mayo is amazing. I haven't tried it because I don't think I like it. I haven't tried it yet. But chicken fried steak, yes. I thought about making chicken fried steak. And I don't think it would be that hard to make. You need a meat mallet, egg, pork panko, which is basically pork rinds all ground up. And you just take the meat, pound it flat. You can do it with chicken too. And then you roll it in the egg, get it soaked in the egg white or egg yolks and whites mixed up, season it, and then put the pork panko on it and fry it. Or you can put it in the air fryer, probably even better. That way all the stuff doesn't come off. Carnivore gravy. He's got all kinds of stuff here. So I'll show you. What's her name? Kelly Hogan. She's the one that said hi to me this morning. That's her right here. She's a big one, and I think she's one of the first, maybe the first one I watched in the carnivore spectrum. But she does these group things. This is her before. This is her after. She does these group things where she talks to people about their experiences, and she usually shows before and after pictures, which is pretty nice. She's got Farrah Fawcett hair. But see how thin she is? You'd never guess she was ever heavy. How to deal with ice cream cravings. There is a keto ice cream. They don't put any sweetener in it, but it is basically ice cream. She might be, oh, you know what I bet she's doing? I bet she is freezing. She chops up her butter and puts it in the freezer and then just nibbles on butter that's been frozen. But yeah, she's got a lot of recipes, a lot of videos. That's her before and after. Oh, I think she looks better with straight hair. This looks really good right there. Um, but she's got a lot of videos to help you with your if you're going to do this for women. She's more woman oriented. She's personable. She's nice. I can tell she's a nice lady. She's a Christian. Oops. Ferrigno Freedom. F-E-R-R. I didn't even spell it right. This guy is more based. This is more towards men. He's more centered towards guys. You guys want links to these? I should give you links. Why she's too tiny. I think she is kind of hyper and she lifts weights and she works out and stuff. Yeah, she's super tiny, but she feels good, and that's the important thing. But this is the guy I played last night on my channel, Ferrigno Freedom. This is him before and after. He's changed within like a month. He looked almost like that. He wasn't quite that cut or anything, but he looks totally different a month after he started. But he does reversing autoimmune disorders, which is what I've got all the red on me, like on my neck and my chest, the psoriasis, eczema, all that stuff is autoimmune stuff. He's got methylene blue. He's got a video on methylene blue. I might play that. There's a doctor that talks about it too. But he's more aimed at men, which I like because once men start doing this, they seem to really do well with it. Women too, but women I think have a little bit different problems. Women need more fat. Missionary Family Live Q&A on carnivore transformation. An hour and a half. That might be good. He lives in Florida. I think he lives around Orlando. He could be Daytona. I noticed that when he was walking, before I figured out where he was from, he was walking on white sugar sand. So I knew the roads were sugar sand. So I knew that he was in Florida somewhere. And he said he lived in Central Florida. So I'm pretty sure that's probably where he lives. Carnivore diet, ancestral eating, and Christian faith. That might be a good one too. It's 2 hours long. I might put one of these on, sometimes I'll we are in Zoom for the Bible study, and we play videos sometimes afterwards, and some I might put some of those on. I'll go grab hers, Kelly's. There are several good ones. Dr. Bright's pretty good. Let's see. Eat the meat, save the humans. My zero carb life is Kelly. Copy. Okay. Let's see who else besides Kelly. Dr. Bright. Cool. Women and girls need animal fat. Here she is talking with Dr. Berry. So I don't know if she has a channel. It looks like she's just a guest on a lot of things. She has here she is on high fat carnivore details, tips, updates on doing high fat carnivore diet. She does, she's actually a working physician. So I just joined this guy's forum. It's hard to get around in though. Hormones in the fat. I think I played this last night on my show. I did. Yeah, so she doesn't. And Chaffee, I would not recommend that you go to this guy's site. He's the one, just watching one of his shows, he was off on so many things. He will eventually figure it out, but I wouldn't send somebody there because he's got so many errors at the moment. He'll get around to it. Yeah, I don't think Dr. Bright has a website. It's all guests, but she's pretty sharp on things. She's worth, if you run across her, watch her. Her information is really good. And this gal, carnivore, what's her name? I can't think of her real name. She's really nice. She is hardcore. She is hardcore. She doesn't eat salt. She eats meat without salt. I mean, she is like uber disciplined. I would not want to do her method of eating, but she's lost a lot of weight too. She was fairly heavy when she started the carnivore stuff. She does what works for her. And you might find, Jill, she eats hamburger or she eats steak in the morning, I think, and hamburger for supper. That's all she eats. That and salt and water. And for me, I couldn't do that. It was just too restrictive. But yeah, if you find Dr. Elizabeth Bright, that's what she looks like. She tells you, for women especially, she's really good. I do like the Primal podcast. That's the Indian looking girl. She's really pretty. She knows quite a bit. This gal right here. She's pretty sharp on things too. But Dr. Barry, Elizabeth Bright, those guys are good to follow. Who else? There's several others. Dr. Berg's pretty good. Um, trying to think who else. Let's put carnivore in and see what pops up. There are Courtney. I keep wanting to call her Carolyn. Courtney Luna also is good. I bought her cookbook. I'd say it's worth it. Let me see, Courtney Luna, and a lot of her stuff is on YouTube. A lot of her recipes. Is carnivore tanking our hormones? No. We'll have a coffee chat. So I wouldn't ever do these where you just eat eggs for 3 days. If you want to learn how to hate eggs, I remember the keto twins talking about that. They said they did an egg fast. I don't remember if it was 3 days, but they said that took them years before they could eat eggs again. Um, most of his interviews with people are really good, but Courtney wrote a cookbook. It's a really nice one. I paid $14 for it. It was worth it. Carnivore bread. This is carnivore bread. Carnivore pizza. Bill said he made a carnivore pizza and he said it turned out really good. When they have pictures like that, it's not going to turn out like they say. So why you can't lose weight. Um, they just a lot of stuff. She had a lot of neat stuff. This looks really good. Carnita, I think, or taco. It's got the taco shells look like egg whites. That one's cheese. She has a different one. Oh, that's steak and butter gal. What's her name? I guess she's really nice. She seems like a nice gal. But I thought about making those. That's for something different, just to do a pot roast. Oh, hair loss, iodine, HRT. This is going to be a good one too. That's that doctor we watched last night. She's big though. Um, Danny Conway. She is big on doing testing. And like, she's big on doing before and after testing just to see where your body's at. I tend to be more loose and free with that and just think, nah, I can do I can just tell by how I feel. Here's an electrolyte recipe. This is where I got my electrolyte recipe, was from here. I didn't use lime powder. I didn't buy any. I don't use fruit yet. I won't do this probably. I wouldn't add fruit until after I got to my goal weight and then see how it works. But the recipe itself I did make, and it's a knockoff of Element, which is super expensive. I'll put a link in there, but I will be selling that on my website. Excuse me. How much exercise is recommended for? I would say none until you start feeling like it. I lost weight on keto without exercise. The guy that I showed you, Ferrigno, he didn't start exercising until he felt like it. He started out by just walking. He said he felt like walking. What happens is when your body starts healing, and I noticed this with keto too, your body starts healing and getting to the point where it's got kicking out the toxins and you're starting to burn fat for fuel, which is a lot more efficient than burning glucose because you don't need to eat every 4 hours to have a supply of energy. You'll start feeling like you want to move and you will start moving. You'll start walking or you'll start getting more busy outside or just want to do something. You'll start feeling like you need to do something. Like that guy started walking and then he started doing push-ups and then uh he started wearing a weighted vest. So little by little, he started just exercising because he wanted to and he felt like it. And he'd been heavy all of his life, I think, except in high school. And he's down to his high school weight that he had to struggle to get to. He said he had to lose, was it 20 pounds to be on the sport team he was on in high school. He said, I didn't have to do this. He says, I'm just, but yeah, you get to where you use up the fat on your body. And when you start to move and exercise, you start losing a lot faster because your body is needing that fat. And they were saying, Elizabeth Bright last night said, you shouldn't get too thin because you're going to need, especially if you've had stress issues in your life, she said, you need a little bit of fat on your body for the adrenals. And that makes total sense because if you don't have enough and you can't get to food right away, your adrenals start puking out on you. So yeah, you don't exercise until you want to. Hey, look at you're up there on the screen. Let me try something. I haven't done this yet with my share. I guess I want to try this because I want to share something. Oh, here, share. Um, let's see, we'll try this one. No, that's too big. That one? No. Oh, it's split screen. Nice. Then I'm trying to figure out how to do a split screen so I can put Jill or somebody, if somebody wants to come on with me, I can split the screen. Okay, cool. Let me see how I do that. How do I figure out what goes in there? I don't know. Let me try. I'm practicing with you guys. Share. Is it going to do it? Well, it shows it. Okay, what's going on here? It's not doing it. Stop share. I can do a person in screen or I can see it. I'm just I'm experimenting on you guys. Well, I'm way too big. How does Pam do it where he's really small? I don't know how to make it where I'm small so I can show stuff behind me. Kind of. Let me see. Okay, let me try this. It's not picking me up. I don't know why. Well, doggone it. I don't know. I'll have to play with this a little bit more. Oh, there I am, up in the corner. I see myself. If I took off the chat screen, let me take the chat screen off and see what happens. Okay, yeah, because I'm like Pam now, except Pam had the white background. He was down in the lower corner, and I don't know how to make it go down there. It's Zoom. It's Zoom. He might be doing it with OBS though, and not Zoom. So anyway, yes, I did put the electrolyte thing in there. But you'll find all kinds of recipes. Yeah, she eats the same 10 ground beef meals every week, and I watched them. I was like, oh God, I couldn't eat it. I couldn't do it. I get so sick of it. Spreadable no seed oil mayo is the only recipe you'll need. Yeah, he uses ghee to make his mayo. So you put it in the fridge and it gets thick and kind of hard. You pull it out and it's spreadable, but it would melt fairly quickly because it's made with melted butter, like a ghee, if you know what ghee is. That looks good. Here's Courtney. She's the one that wrote the cookbook. She's cute. There she is before and after. A frazzled mama. Look at her face. She looks so wired. That must be her husband. Oh, carnivore couple. Yep. Yeah, I like her. Carnivore bread that's worth making. So anyway, I mean, the cookbook I think is worth it. Let me show you what I've got here. This is her cookbook, and it was $14 on Amazon. Color pictures. Some of it I would make, and some of it I don't know about that. The beginning, she tells you it's carnivore in the kitchen. I liked Bill told me about this, and when he told me, I thought, oh, I should get that book because he does explain some things, or she does explain some things. He talks about her life and how she got where she is. Um, Starting on your carnivore journey, which is a good thing to have. Eat lots of fatty meats, salt your food, drink water, repeat. But she goes in and she describes what lion diet is, the types of meat-based diets. So carnivore, red meat, beef, pork, lamb, organ meats, poultry, seafood, eggs, dairy, and salt. You can drink coffee or tea and or use seasonings other than salt if you tolerate them. You have to know, I mean, you have to see if you're going to be like getting sick or feeling weird or getting puffy. If you grow your own herbs, that's even better yet. So you know what's on them. This is the most common or standard version of the carnivore diet. The lion diet, which is what Ferrigno does, only meats and fats from ruminant animals plus salt. Examples of ruminant meats are beef, bison, lamb, goat, and venison. Whatever chews its cud and has the stomach, it processes what it eats. It's super digested before it becomes meat. This stricter version of carnivore is a great place to start if you are looking to use it as an elimination diet. After a period of eating a lion diet, you can try slowly adding other foods back if you wish. And then there's animal-based, which is all animals, organs, animal products such as dairy and eggs. If you're doing low carb, which I highly encourage you to do low carb or no carb, no milk, and watch your dairy for carbs. Fruit, maple syrup, honey, and salt. Yeah, see, honey, you want to spike your blood sugar like crazy, or maple syrup. Berries for fruit, just a little tiny bit. There aren't too many carbs in berries like strawberries or blackberries or boysenberries or mulberries, but like less than a quarter of a cup. But if you have sugar craving issues, then probably stay away. But this is if you do the animal-based one. This is not what I'm doing. I'm doing carnivore, not doing lion, don't want to do lion. But that's one that I would not even, that might be something you transition into if you can tolerate it, but I would stay away from the honey and the maple syrup. Yeah, she says if you go animal based, I suggest keeping carbs low for best results. Absolutely. I wouldn't start, would never start with animal based. Then you've got beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, which is what Patty's doing. Says salt is allowed along with spices at your discretion. I know I use hot sauce once in a while. Bill uses hot sauce. A lot of people use hot sauce. Uh, Coffee and tea, get a free pass. This acronym was coined by Dr. Ken Berry, a prominent advocate for meat-based diets, and a lot of people use it as a reset or a monthly challenge. It's a simple way to quickly get some weight off and improve your insulin sensitivity, which is what you really want to do. The longer you're on it, the better your insulin sensitivity will become. So you're not pumping out excess insulin, which makes you fat and is very dangerous. You become diabetic. Most people are there. I mean, if you see somebody that's overweight, they have an insulin sensitivity problem, or they're taking drugs. Some drugs will make people very fat, which may be that it's affecting the insulin. I don't know. Oh, I got a spam risk
From plus 180 6931217.
uh without having to worry about tracking macros, which I do. I do track my macros, protein, carbs, and fats. Some people feel they're best eating this way, but I find that after a few weeks, my body begins to crave other animal foods, particularly chicken wings and salmon. And then there's ketovore. Meat heavy like the previous examples, but allows some low carb fruits and vegetables while keeping carbohydrates low to maintain a ketogenic diet. So that's something you would transition into after getting to your goal weight and then testing to see how you do. Because once you get to your goal weight, you're going to know pretty fast if you're putting on a couple pounds, like 1 or 2 pounds, you're going to notice it really quickly. So you wouldn't want to eat anything like that would mess with your hard one. Weight loss. But she's got recipes like that. Looks good. She's got a lot of recipes in there. It's worth it for $14. You look at what the cost of a book is anymore, but I got this off of Amazon. Breakfast meatballs, carnivore cinnamon rolls, smoked salmon blinis. Some of the stuff you probably wouldn't want to eat right away until you were on carnivore for a month. Then start incorporating this because you want to make it as simple as possible when you start out. And it might be a little bit boring, but it's worth it. I think it's worth the wait. I do. Oh, so that was a good book. Looks like it's a fairly big book, yeah. You have an elbow problem, the joint works very well. Yeah, it's lots of exercise. Yeah, it's a good sized book. She's got I don't know how many recipes in here, but I mean I can fan the pages. Oh, she has as a matter of fact, Bill's gonna try it. Oh, she has eating plans too. Sunday breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She has eating plans. So like the one row is Sunday, the next one's Tuesday, Monday, then Tuesday. So it goes down. And she has, so if you want a variety, she sets it out for you, so it's already done. She has a cheeseburger, what was it? Bacon cheeseburger soup. And that looked pretty good. Bill said he was going to try it. He's going to let me know. But she's got breakfast roll, eggs Benedict, breakfast casserole, breakfast burrito, which I don't like anyway. Prosciutto egg cups was cute. Breakfast meatball, biscuits and gravy. The biscuits aren't going to be like the biscuits you're used to, so just know that ahead of time. Mini bagels, which are not going to be like bagels you're used to, but it's kind of like just something different to eat. Dutch baby souffle, cinnamon rolls. I tried the egg noodles that she had in here, and they're literally egg whites, basically, that are just cut into strips after they're cooked. Panko noodles, I haven't tried those yet. They look good. They look good. But the egg white ones, they're just egg whites, really, with gelatin. And they aren't noodly, but when I made my soup, sorry. I used chicken broth that I'd saved off of a chicken that I'd boiled up. And I took some chicken thighs, chopped them up. I had a couple left over. They had hot sauce on them. I just take chicken thighs and throw them in the um not instant pot, what do you call it? Uh the cooker, the little cooker. And cover them with hot sauce, and a little bit of butter, throw them in there, and when they're done, take them out, and they're really good. But I just took one of those I'd left over, chopped it up into bite-sized pieces, threw it in the broth. Took some prawns and threw them in there. I could have done meatballs. I probably should have. Um, and then put the noodles in there and made a soup. Excuse me. And I think I had 2 egg whites worth in each bowl. And it looks like a lot more than what it is. So mentally, visually, you're getting fed that way. But when you eat it, it's egg white. I mean, because the texture, you don't really have any taste to it because it absorbs the flavor of the soup, but the texture is like egg white. So, but I haven't tried the panko, the pork panko once yet. Okay, let's see. I want to play that one video. Who was it? Let me play that, but I can't do it on here because YouTube will give me a strike. I can't play somebody else's video, which that's fine. I did give you links to them though. But I think as soon as I sign off in my Zoom, if you guys go into my Zoom, I can play them in Zoom and you can watch them in there. You can watch. Well, we do that quite often after Bible study in the morning. We hang out and play videos and stuff like President Trump or uh, weather stuff, whatever that we can't put live on YouTube. So anyway, that's new. I don't know if there's anything else I want to talk about, but the end of next week, probably next Saturday, unless something big happens during the week and I actually start losing weight unexpectedly, I might pop on. But right now, yeah, the biggest thing I had was the reaction to the clams uh, this morning, and sleeping good. I feel strong, which is weird. It feels like it's really weird because I feel like I'm a normal size kind of, but then I look in the mirror, it's like, no, wait, you haven't lost any weight yet, but I feel like I have. It's the weirdest thing. So maybe underneath I have, and my body just hasn't figured it out yet. But overall, I feel much better. Kosher carnivore. That'd be a good one. Kosher carnivore. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting rid of this. This did go away pretty fast on keto once I started, but it came on really fast too. This gut of mine came on really fast, and there's a lot there, but it should go pretty quick because, like I said, with carnivore or keto, you start burning fat for energy. And if you start working or walking or doing whatever, most people start walking. Uh, they say to do it right after you eat, which I used to always do. That's a really good habit to get into because as soon as you get done eating, you want to get up and walk instead of sitting around watching TV or doing whatever. Thank you, Free Spirit. Gonna go cook dinner? Well, think about cooking carnivore dinners. I look into it. I think you might like it. Like I said, you don't have to lose weight. You can do it to maintain, but I do feel better. So anyway, thanks for being with us, Free Spirit. Appreciate your presence. It was fun. Get that elbow exercised. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So does anybody want me to, let's see, I'm trying to think if there's any other video people need to show. Ken Berry, Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Berg. Right off the top of my head, can't think of any. Anyway, I think I'm gonna close it down because I can't think of anything to say. And for me, that's unusual. And I gotta go cook for lunch. I'm not hungry. I don't get hungry on this, so I kind of have to eat when I'm not hungry, which is a bummer, but well, like I said, I have to eat. I have to eat. I want to keep my numbers up. So once I lose weight, I don't think I'll have to worry about it so much. I'll just eat bigger dinners, eat one or two. Most people, once they lose the weight, they know what they're doing, so they can estimate. So I'm going to shut her down, and I shall see you guys over in the Zoom. I'm running this through my Zoom that I usually use for the uh, Bible study, so you know where that's at. And tomorrow, our next time I come on, it will be at the Carnivore channel, which is Chris's Carnivore Cafe. They did. Somebody took Chris's carnivore, so I had to take Chris's carnivore cafe. That's good enough. So I will see you over there next time. So see you guys later. Thanks for being here. Ta ta. Ta ta. Hmm. I don't know if it's still rolling. Can't tell. It is. How do I end it? Options. I don't want to delete. How do I make it stop on YouTube? I don't know. I think I had this problem once before. Oh, there we go. End stream. Okay. Bye-bye. See you next time. Okay.